Now we have a FTP server on FreeBSD that we need to start manually. I will show you how we can make the setting to make FreeBSD start this automatically after the system has booted. So, to start with, the FTPD server, the FTP daemon, FTPD, that we were starting before, comes by default in FreeBSD. So there was nothing to install, you might notice. But on the other hand, we need to enable it, of course. If we want to enable it on start, we will run one command that will make a change in one file. The file where it takes place, where FreeBSD reads which services to start, which will say which daemons to start when it starts, is this one. /etc/rc.conf. And if we look inside this file, if I make cat, I'm going to clear the screen so it's easier to read. Okay, so if we analyze this file here, you can see sshd, that's the daemon for SSH, which is a remote login for for Unix-like systems, like for example OpenBSD, FreeBSD, etc. And this one _enable equals yes. This line means that when server is starting, the SSH daemon should start by default. We need to do the same thing in this file for the FTP daemon. In my previous tutorials, I made something that was very unnecessary before I was knowing that command existed. I actually was editing this file, etc rc.conf with editor, and this is not needed. Instead, we can do like this. We can use the command sysrc ftpd, that daemon, _, so we have the FTP daemon here, _ enable equals yes. This will when I run this command like this, it tells us that ftpd _enable goes from no to yes. So what happens here is that if we look inside the etcrc.conf file, you notice that here ftpd _enable equals yes means that we've been enabling the server, the FTPD daemon, the FTP server, which is an FTP daemon, to start each time the server is restarting or starting. Yeah, each time it starts basically. So if I restart the system now, after it started, it will read rc.conf and check that FTPD should be enabled because it stands yes there. So this means that it will start the daemon automatically during boot. So we restart the server and I will show you what happens then. If you see here from Windows side now, it says that my connection is disconnected. So if I try to update here, you see it's trying to connect but not working there. So if we go back to the server now, now the FTPD should be started. And notice here it stands starting FTPD. So the FTP daemon has been started, and that's thanks to the etcrc.conf file and the command sysrc, which we were running ftpd _enable equals yes with. In case you want to do the opposite, you just type no and the FTPD will not be enabled next reboot. Alright, so let's do like this then. We go back to this side. You see, it's now I'm logged in, so it was reconnecting there. So now our FTP server is automatically connecting for each boot time. You might ask, why do FreeBSD have something like this, a file there? I would say, I'm not sure if that's their philosophy, but I would say that isn't it wonderful that all daemon startup where they register where they should start up are gathered in one file. And another thing is that it's secure also, because you know that when you restart the server, FTP server will start when it exists in that place. Because if you don't have the FTPD enabled in etcrc.conf like this, I will show you. If this was not enabled, we would not be able to start the server with the start command. We need to make one start if this doesn't exist. For that reason, I make one start before. So let's say that you're running the server and you want to stop the service or restart it. Simply make slash and etc/rc.d FTPD and then restart. As you can see, this is stopping the service and starting it again. In case you want to stop the service, you do like this. And the service is stopped. But please remember that since it's enabled in the etcrc.conf, it will start next time you restart the system, or basically start the system. Now we will see here. I think this is cached actually. Yeah, now it's not responding here. Okay. Yeah, exactly. It's not I should be disconnected actually. Wonder what's going on there. I think my virtual machine is a bit freaked out here because it shouldn't be running. Yeah. Let's see here. That was just my virtual machine. Yeah, now it says cannot connect to server, so that's perfectly correct. Alright, so I stopped it there manually, but if I, as I told you, if I look in etcrc.conf here, it's still enabled there. So basically you can either type delete this line or type no there, but I would suggest to do like this. And it tells that FTPD goes from yes to no, which means that it has been enabled, but now it's disabled. So if you look in the etcrc.conf file, it says no there. Okay, so recap. If you're taking notes, let's recap and make it a little bit more clear. etcrc.d is the place where you can start the daemons, restart them, one start and stop, for example. So if I do like this, I start it one time, one start. And if I type stop, I stop it. Please notice that we were disabling the FTPD. What happens if I do start? And then it says, cannot start FTPD, set FTPD enable to yes in etcrc.conf or use one start instead of start. So if we were having for example, like if we were having FTPD enabled in etcrc.conf like this, then we could run this command etcrc.d FTPD and start it like this, of course. But if you don't have it enabled, you need to make a one start, and that's the main difference. So you can make a note that in /etc/rc.d you find the daemons and you can interact with them, start, stop, and do things like that. For example, the secure shell daemon is here also. SSHD, you can see there. You can start and stop it like this. Alright. And if you want to make it auto start, then you need to use the command I got here. sysrc ftpd _enable equals yes. And you can do the same thing with sshd, like like this for example, SSHD enable equals no, then you disable it. But we want to have it set to sysrc FTPD enable equals yes now, to make sure that it's started. And the daemon is not started right now. Please notice it because we stopped it. The only thing we did was to make it auto start during the boot. So let's recap also that it was inside of etcrc.conf, this file, that this option is being set. Alright, so with this option set, we are now ready to restart the server and make sure that the service is running and to test our FTP server so everything works. And the next step, we are going to chroot the users, which means that we will lock them inside of their own home directories, so they won't be able to go out from the directory, so they will have a private directory each. And a word of precaution is that when you use FTP services, this one is unencrypted, so traffic, all the file transfer and all the passwords are being sent in clear text when you log into the server. If you want to have a secure file transfer, later on we will look at the SFTP. SFTP is not FTP itself, it's another type of service that runs through the secure shell instead. And believe it or not, it's really good because you can use FileZilla, for example, or other programs like this, and to put them to use the SSH file transfer protocol as SFTP. And this will make that this will be much more safer, of course, and the password will be not sent in clear text in this case. But so remember that when you use normal FTP like we did in this example, passwords are being sent in clear text, so that's a very big security issue, to be honest. Alright, so now we are ready to move over to the next tutorial when we will chroot the users, and this will make the FTP server much more useful, so the users cannot go out from their home directories.